We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey Star Wars fans and action figure collectors, welcome back to another Black Series action figure review. This one I've been looking forward to. Ki-Adi-Mundi. We've been waiting so long for this figure since his initial reveal. And then all of a sudden they just started showing up, you know, just within the last month or two. Finally showed up here in Australia through Kessel Run Heron Collectibles, my work. Always convenient to be able to pick them up straight off the shelf, basically, or when they, at least when they come in the delivery, I know that they're in the can and secured, nice and easy. We do have we do a lot of pre-orders on our website, so link in the bio for that. So yeah, Ki-Adi-Mundi. This guy's had I think I did my Clone Wars throwback video last week, and I talked about Ki-Adi-Mundi here. He's had a rough couple of weeks since his appearance in the Acolyte. But yeah, this is his appearance from Attack of the Clones. Nice image on the side there. A little bit ominous, just with the red colouring choice. Obviously, that's the branding for Attack of the Clones. But yeah, the fact that the lightsaber still glows red, but artwork's still pretty cool. Is number 4 from Attack of the Clones. It's still very minimal, the amount of figures we've had from Attack of the Clones. Hopefully there's more on the way. I guess the Clone Wars sort of fits right in with that, but either way, I'm excited. Let's bust open old Conehead and get him out. Alright guys, here is Ki-Adi-Mundi, looking pretty damn good. I've been, as I said before, I'm really looking forward to this figure. Not sure why there was so many delays with actually getting this sort of thing available for pre-order after the reveal of it, because I think that was at San Diego Comic-Con last year. It might even been earlier than that. My sort of thoughts is just waiting for a spot to put him in. Basically, they always got to keep spaces open for new media, and with the ever-changing landscape of new media, you got to sort of keep things sort of flexible. So I think he's probably just been one that's just been pushed aside a few times, and finally got his place in the collection, which is great. So here is his lightsaber hilt, which is cool. Now it's pretty basic. Wouldn't be surprised if we'd seen this one before. I don't recall. It's just one of those Jedi, the prequels, that their lightsaber hilts weren't super duper fantastic or extraordinary by any stretch. They're very sort of simple by then for a lot of them. But yeah, it still works. Blade is obviously removable, and will peg on old Ki-Adi's belt. That's a nice sort of snug tight fit there, so that looks good. But yeah, overall the figure looks good. Let's get a look at this. Let's get a look at this gigantic head sculpt. Double brains. You know what, having a figure like this, like a new figure of Ki-Adi-Mundi, he hasn't had a good update for a long time. But getting an action figure in hand definitely sort of builds on your feelings on the character more. I feel you sort of get to be sort of up close with the characters a little bit more when you can take a figure home. Which I've always argued is, you know, one of the reasons why people don't associate with the sequel trilogy as much. We just didn't get the variation of figures. You know, they did a few. If you look at them all over the 3 movies, they did quite a few in 3 3/4, and quite a few in Black Series, but they just weren't given the love in the toy lines. And I think it's very important for toy lines that need to resonate with the fans, which is why Star Wars has definitely got the longevity it has. But yeah, Ki-Adi-Mundi in hand looks good. You know, I love his different sort of aesthetic robes. You know, he's sort of got the hooded look, the sort of hooded short robe, as opposed to having a big flowing robe. He's just got the hood. And if you want to see something funny, look up Ki-Adi-Mundi in Tales of the Jedi. And he's got his hood on, and it looks funny as. But overall, paint applications seem to be pretty clean and crisp on this guy. He's got some big hands too. But nice sort of solid sculpt. His standard sort of boots. Arguably could do with a little bit more detail on the buckles there, but it is what it is. Got his little pouch under there, which is cool. But yeah, no, the head sculpt is where this one shines. And just the sort of the photo reel on the eyes. Sort of rich white beard. And he's got the top knot. It looks cool. There's sort of wrinkles in the head. So articulation wise, he seems to be pretty solid. He's got the double ball joint in the top of the head with the barbell sort of going into the neck. And then there's sort of a joint in the neck, sort of below the collar there. So you get a little bit of movement at the collar, so you can sort of tuck that neck in a little bit. That's really good. A little bit extra, just that little bit of extra wiggle can definitely make a figure. A ball hinge in the shoulders. There's a cable in the way. I didn't realize that thing there was going to be in the whole video, but it is what it is. Yeah, ball hinges in the shoulders. It's got the butterfly joint in there as well. Ball hinge in the elbows. So you get a nice bend. I'll have to pick the lightsaber up afterwards. Double ball joint, double barbell in the wrists. So they're sort of going with that new look. Kind of hides those, otherwise, you know, sometimes the hinges can be a little bit ugly. You may not get the super duper range of motion you used to, but it certainly looks better. He's got a torso ball and socket in the joint there. Some ball hinges or ball sockets for the inner thighs, or for the hips. Swivels at the thighs, ball hinges in the knees. Get a good range of movement. And then ball hinge in the ankles and that rocker joint in the feet. And now we'll do the famed peg test using the Kessel Run stands, KR stands. Available kesselrunhair.com. Do ship internationally now, which is fantastic. So yeah, I'm going to bet on the large size peg there. Yeah, it fits nicely. You just sort of counterbalance him a little bit. That looks good. Ki-Adi-Mundi in the house. Interested to see how many people will do a little bit of a custom, whether they can get him looking like he did in the Acolyte during the periods of the High Republic. So very, very cool. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to mucking around with this guy. Posing him up with some other Jedi. Do appreciate you all watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. I would appreciate that. We'll see you again very soon for some more reviews. Until then, may the Force be with you always.